I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Rochelle J. Just want to take a look at some of the factors, or specifically one of the factors that goes into some of the hurricane season forecasts that you may have seen moving around the internet. And we're recording this on April 24th, so we still have about 5 or 6 weeks before the hurricane season in the Atlantic officially starts. So we'll keep an eye on that here at NBC Connecticut. Let's take you back very quickly, do a recap of last season, 2023. So the average number of named storms, and we're talking about average, we're talking about that 1991 to 2020 average. The average for named storms is 14, hurricanes 7, major hurricanes 3. Now in 2023, it was slightly above average, above normal, even though we hit the mark right on the dot for hurricanes and major hurricanes, but we had 20 named storms during the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. And it looks like the signs are saying that 2024 could be another above average, another more active season. And one of the factors that some forecasters, some schools and organizations are citing is the water temperature in the Pacific Ocean near the equator. So I've highlighted this. This is also called ENSO, or the El Nino Southern Oscillation. You may have heard of El Nino before, and that happens when we're looking at the waters of what's called the equatorial Pacific, and those waters are running normal, or excuse me, above normal. That was the case last season into last winter, last hurricane season. Now there's also La Niña, and that happens when those waters of the equatorial Pacific are running below normal. And that actually is what looks like it's going to be happening by the time we head into summer or fall 2024, so getting closer to that peak of hurricane season. Now, in between the transition of El Nino into La Nina, there's also a phase that's called ENSO neutral, so where those temperatures, those water temperatures are near normal. So we're going to be heading into that before we head into La Nina, where those waters will be running below normal. So how does La Nina affect hurricane season? Now, it favors lower activity, suppressed activity in the eastern Pacific. But when we look at the Atlantic, yes, the waters of the Pacific do affect hurricane season in the Atlantic, as well as other things, other weather patterns in North America as well. So La Nina would actually enhance that tropical activity, and it does so by suppressing factors that would work against tropical systems, whether it's a tropical storm, tropical depression, or a hurricane. And more specifically, we're talking about potentially suppressing stability. You may have heard that term when we're talking about thunderstorms, severe weather. We're talking about an unstable atmosphere. So La Nina will decrease the stability, therefore increasing instability, but it also decreases wind shear, which is something tropical systems do not like. Wind shear is the change of wind direction or speed with height, and that tears hurricanes apart, so to say. So La Nina suppresses those factors, therefore enhancing tropical activity on average. So that's something that we'll be watching. Again, the Atlantic season doesn't begin officially until June 1st, and of course goes through November 30th.